The therapist tells Abel and Nancy it may be a good idea to medicate Prairie again, and when the parents refuse, he advises the family to do something they enjoy together. When the group meets again, Prairie coaches the others through practicing the movements. They all cooperate and practice with tough determination, wanting with all their hearts to get it right. Afterward, Steve goes home and his father is furious because a bill arrived with the expenses of the treatment for the choir boy. Steve has grown and is ready to take responsibility, however 2 soldiers from the military school are waiting to drag him away. At that moment, Betty drives by Steve's house and sees the boy being taken away, so she follows the van while calling the principal to complain, accidentally mentioning the group's meetings. Night falls and the van eventually stops at a gas station, where the soldiers let Steve choose something. Betty uses the chance to approach him and shares her plan. When the soldiers take Steve away, he says he needs to pee, so a soldier takes him to the back. Betty comes closer and starts yelling, saying Steve was being molested by the soldiers. Unfortunately, nobody hears her and the soldiers get ready to go away, so Betty decides to use her brother's check to bribe the guys, convincing them to let Steve leave with her. Meanwhile, Prairie, Nancy, and Abel go out to dinner. They're having a nice time until a young woman comes over and takes a picture of herself with Prairie before they can stop her. The things she says about Prairie shatter the mood, and thinking about the town's crazy rumors upsets Nancy. Prairie decides to tell her a little of the story and mentions the movements, saying she's the original Angel or OA. Nancy can't take it and slaps Prairie, which is seen by Alfonso because he's the waiter. Alfonso immediately takes Prairie away in his car and goes to the abandoned house. There they meet with Steve, who is so overwhelmed with fear that he accuses Prairie of using them as slaves. Prairie hugs him to calm him down and Steve stabs her leg with a pencil, but Prairie doesn't let go. Once Steve regains his sanity, Prairie shares the end of her story. When Hap felt the gun on his head, he immediately confessed everything and offered to use the captives to heal the sheriff's wife. At first the sheriff refused and arrested Hap, taking him away in his car. However, Hap's manipulative words eventually changed his mind and the sheriff turned the car around to pick up his wife. Later at the lab, Hap took home